Hey nerds, welcome to JerBear Reacts. Today we're going to react to Season 1, Episode 9, aka the Season 1 finale of The Last of Us, entitled Look for the Light. Season 1, Episode 1 entitled When You're Lost in the Darkness. This entitled Look for the Light, the whole Firefly thing coming full circle. The only problem I have right now is the fact that this episode is only 43 minutes long. That's it. I was hoping it would be another hour and a half, hour plus episode like the first one was, just because there's so much stuff that's going to happen here in the end. And we'll get into it. We'll talk about it at the end. There's things I'm looking forward to in the opening. Not the opening of the episode, but things I'm looking forward to from like in this. And I'm curious if at the end of this episode, for those that haven't played the game, we'll talk about spoilers after the end of the episode, and I'll give a preface beforehand. I'm curious if they'll introduce a certain character, or at least put a little emphasis on it. So we have to wait and see. But anyways, listen, if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe for daily content. If there's a day, there's a reaction. Links will be in the description box down below for the Patreon, the Twitch stream, and everything in between. Jerry will do his best work behind the scenes in just a few seconds. Let's get ready. The Last of Us finale for Season 1. I'm just going to go ahead and say this. If you are somebody that is watching this for the first time, I do highly recommend at some point in your life to play the game. There are major differences, but I highly recommend to play the game. All right. I'm going to put Jerry behind the scenes. Boop. And let's watch. Let's get into it. Where's Ellie running to? Oh, shit! Bro, as soon as I heard the grunt, I was like, oh, that's Ellie. Like even the little voices. The tone. Oh, dude, that's Ashley Johnson. If you are unfamiliar, Ashley Johnson, this person right here on screen, this is the voice actor for Ellie in the video game. And she Lego my ego prego. She's also Pike on The Legend of Vox Machina. Pickle. Oh, this house. No way they're gonna... Oh, the water. Oh, and even the fucking switchblade too, bro. Bro, in the midst of all that, she gave birth. It's also very crazy how similar Ashley Johnson and Bella Ramsey look. Oh. Hell yeah, cut the same knife you just stabbed an infected with to cut the umbilical cord. But that's the switchblade. Oh, she's Ellie's mommy. Dude, Ellie playing Ellie's mom after all these years is so damn good. Like, oh, hey, little one. I love everything about it. Look at that little thing. Shut that baby up. You're going to draw more infected towards us.
Yeah, you tell her. You fucking tell him, Ellie.
No. Just for her to be able to deliver that line. Yeah, you fucking tell him, Ellie. Ah. So good. But real talk, do you guys think it looks similar? And maybe I'm just fabricating that in my brain. Do you think this is the house? The future house?
Anna?
Oh, she's up there. They say getting bit in the leg takes longer, and she's up there singing.
Getting out of the zone.
She's hungry.
She doesn't want to feed her, does she?
She needs to be fed, and
Yep.
I didn't want to nurse her. I cut it before I was bit. Before. I want you to take her with
I'm just glad that that was even a talking point. Ooh, I cut it before I was bit. You liar, you dirty dog.
you to Boston?
You have to put her out of her misery like that.
Here. Hold her head. There you go.
Hey, get one of them to fucking kill her. What's wrong with you? Man, if one of those guys ended up being a doctor, could you imagine? There you go. Okay. Okay. Think about it, man. We had Ellie killing Joel, right? This is actors and killing, nothing in this thing or no spoilers for anything. We had Ellie killing Joel, right? Marlene killing Ellie. And a bloater killing Tommy. All of our little voice actors, man, they came and went. Pain without love.
Boggle? It's a word game. If you want to beat me at something, it would be this.
Oh, Dad Joel's kicking in.
Well, all right. Getting close. Hospital that way may be the one we're looking for.
Got it.
I always felt absolutely heartbroken when Ellie was this quiet in the game portion. Dude, you could almost, if somebody told me that Ashley gave birth to Bella, I'd be like, I believe it.
Then to get around that stuff, find a skyscraper, go up and look around.
Actually, this time I was thinking we'd blast our way through that rubble. I found some dynamite in that RV back there.
Really?
No, so we're gonna cut through that building, find a skyscraper, go up and look around. I had you going, didn't I?
Yeah, he did. He had you for a second. You can see the dad in him coming out. That gate's not making that sound. That's the most generic gate opening Resident Evil sound effect I've ever heard. They use it in so much stuff, and I hate it. Makes me mad every time.
Up there, you can drop that ladder down.
Yeah.
Then we go through that way. Come on, I'll give you a boost.
Yeah, let me give you a boost up.
2. Up.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Oh, oh, yeah. We got our first boost. There's so many boosting in the game. I kind of wish he would have came back when he said he found something. I would have really loved if he would have came back and said, hey, I got these pills. I found some scraps and whatever the fuck this is. And it's just like a cloth that's like damp or something. I don't know. Are we getting it? Let's go. Hold on. Oh, man. What could you have seen? There's nothing to see. How'd you see anything? But still, regardless. We got the giraffe. I really appreciate the CGI giraffe, but that's okay. I really appreciate people for reminding me because I thought that it happened earlier. I always get those two scenes mixed up. I thought the giraffes happened when they first, right where the monkeys are, but it doesn't happen until after the David stuff. I always forget that, and I'm so glad we got the giraffes right here. Dude, hearing her laugh after being quiet all day, look how much joy that just brought him.
So fucking cool.
Oh, well, I mean, it was
Oh, where's she going?
VFX, so they didn't get a chance to pet it, but
Okay.
man, if they would have got a real giraffe for that, I'd have shit a brick. Look at him. Look at the baby giraffe. Look at nature healing without humans. We saw some of it a little bit in the pandemic, right? We saw nature heal a bit. We saw animals returning to habitats and stuff because no people were fucking around. Humans ain't shit.
So, Is it everything you hoped for?
It's got its ups and downs. But you can't deny that view. I know you want to protect me. You have. And when we're done, we'll go wherever you want. Tommy's, Sheep Ranch, the moon. I'll follow you anywhere you go.
Oh. Oh. I'll follow you anywhere you go.
But there's no halfway with this. We finish what we started.
That's right. God damn, this episode should be longer. We're already like halfway through. Oh, is she could look at this graph.
Is this a Fedra thing?
No. Army.
Army people, they were way better at stitching you up than I was.
It was me.
Oh, fuck.
I was the guy who shot and missed. It went out. When I went to pull the trigger, I flinched. Still don't know why.
You had a purpose, man.
Anyway, the reason I'm telling you all this
I
is...
know why you're telling me all this.
Yeah, I reckon you do.
So time heals all wounds, I guess.
Some.
It wasn't time that did it.
Hmm. Why'd you have to add the extra layers? Why'd you have to add the extra layers of pain?
That didn't work out.
Oh, you fuckers. My heart is breaking inside of my chest and crumbling down into the lower belly portion.
We should probably get going.
Yeah.
The good thing is, unlike the video game, he's not about to spend 20, 30, 40 minutes walking into each of these fucking camp tents looking for resources.
What did the green grape say to the purple grape? Breathe, you idiot.
There's a 3 out of 10.
Hey. Oh, flashbang.
5 out of 10.
Oh. That's a good way to incorporate that. That's a really good way to incorporate that. I have one singular major issue with this whole shebang. I'll tell you guys after the episode. There's one thing that should have been included that hasn't been included. It might be, so we'll wait. It still could be.
Why is she
Yep.
in surgery?
It produces a kind of chemical messenger. It makes normal cordyceps think that she's cordyceps. It's why she's immune. He's going to remove it from her, multiply the cells in a lab, produce those chemical messengers. And then we can give it to everyone.
Think about that for a second. So, So I was always thinking maybe it was because of her parents or because of, for a second, I was thinking this when it first happened, but I still had doubts on it. I was also thinking that maybe the father, whoever he is, but, guess what? The switchblade with that fucking demon blood on it, cutting the umbilical cord, is probably the reason that she's immune. The only two people that would know that would be Anna and Marlene. Imagine if that's all you had to do was cut a fucking umbilical cord with some demon blood on it. Man.
He thinks it could be a cure, Joel. A cure. I promised her mother that I would save her child. I promised. So I do understand. I'm the only one who understands.
I like that, incorporating different bits of dialogue from different tape recorders. And
Sorry.
oh,
I have no other choice.
oh yeah, putting some of the stuff from the voice recordings into that. Oh man, that I'm just, it's.
I said keep walking.
Oh, right in the dick.
Where is she? Fuck you. I don't have time for this.
Good night. Yeah, you give me that shit. Give me that extra clip. Give me my bag. And here we go. I'll take an automatic rifle, bro. Yeah, sorry. Pick up his automatic rifle. What are you doing? Get your extra rounds. With the switchblade. Fuck it, man. It's HBO. Show that shit. Get bloody with it. This game ain't soft. This shit ain't sweet. Getting the AR in the game is the most satisfying fucking thing.
Unhook her.
How did you get in here?
I said unhook her.
I won't let you take her.
Unhook her.
I said what I said.
Oh my God.
Ooh, a little extra emphasis. A little extra emphasis. Focus is all we needed. Focus camera. What are you doing?
No matter how many people you kill, she's gonna grow up, Joel. And then you'll die, or she'll leave. Then what? How long till she's torn apart by infected or murdered by raiders? Because she lives in a broken world that you could have saved.
Her ass is slumped.
But it isn't for you to decide.
Or you. So what would she decide, huh? We can still find a way.
His choice was made.
It's all right. You're with me. I'm taking us home.
Man, just adding extra fucking layers to it.
I'm sorry.
Oof. Out like a light.
You've just come after her.
Hey, she would too, son. She would too. Ah. Fuck. The parallels too of having Marlene having to shoot Ellie, right? And then that whole scenario right there playing out is just one wanting to, yeah. Oh, my brain is. Fuck.
Not to say the two of you are the same, but definitely different kids.
How so?
Well, she was a lot more I want to say girly, and I'm not saying that you're not girly.
I'm not.
Yeah, you're not. So that,
Yeah.
she's taller. She had a killer smile. Again, not saying that you don't. Anyway, I bet you would have liked her back.
Yeah, bet I would have. Well, I wasn't on my own. My best friend was there. And she got bit too. We didn't know what to do, and she says, we can just wait it out. Be all poetic and just lose our minds together. And then she did. And I had to. Her name was Riley. And she was the first to die.
We love you,
And then it was
Riley.
Tess, and then Sam.
That's not on you.
I know it.
Look, sometimes things don't work out the way we hope. You can feel like you've come to an end. And you don't know what to do next. But if you just keep going, you find something new to fight for. And maybe that's not what you
Swear
want.
to me. Swear to me that everything you said about the Fireflies is true.
I swear.
Okay.
And there it is. There is the finale of The Last of Us. There is our there's our finale. There is the lie, basically. It looks like they haven't updated the blurb yet for it on HBO. So I'm going to see if maybe IMDb has it. No blurb for either of these on IMDb or HBO. So we'll skip that portion of this wrap up. And man, when I tell you all, that's beautiful. It's beautiful. And it comes down to it can be decisive for you and I and everybody else because we have somebody there that has the ability to make a cure. Okay? I will talk about spoilers in a second. I'm going to tell you guys, again, I'm going to say, hey, I'm talking about spoilers now. I'm not talking about them now, in case you want to listen to some of this. You have somebody there that has a cure. And Joel has had these seeds planted throughout these episodes that, hey, sometimes it's worth saving one life. And he's getting this bond back that he lost from his daughter. And he knows that doing this surgery would kill Ellie to make a cure to save all these other people around the world. And he decides to save her. He decides to save Ellie. I mean, if he would have killed the other two nurses, like, hey, turn around and then killed them, like that adds an extra layer of viciousness. But you see, those that weren't a threat to him, he didn't kill. Marlene had the gun and he knew Marlene would just come after her. So he kills that doctor and he saves Ellie, and then he lies to her about it, saying there's other immune people, and there's not. That's the big deciding thing. One, him stopping all of that, and then two, him lying and saying there is no cure. There isn't anything. There's more people like you. There's dozens other like you, in fact. And then doubling down because Ellie feels something's off, and she says, swear to me that you're telling the truth. And he says, I swear. And he lies. And that's where the game ends as they go back to Jackson. It's me, Haley. But they go back to Jackson to live there with Tommy. I do wish a couple of things. I wish we would have had, for a minute before it turned into the montage, I think Joel with no music on in a gunfight, killing people, like waves of people, I would say for at least a minute straight, and then cutting into that montage would have added a little extra layer to it just to show the violentness of that moment. I'm glad he didn't have to run like with Ellie in his arms and run away from the people, like run away from people with guns, because that shit was just stressful for no reason. My only complaint about this entire series, my only complaint about any part of The Last of Us is the photo of Joel and Sarah. In the game, Tommy tries to give it to him and Joel declines it. He turns it away. And then in that moment, when you're in the camp there, where he talks about he tried to shoot himself, in that moment, which isn't from the game, him saying that, but in that moment, Ellie gives him that picture of him and Sarah, and he says, there's some things I guess you can't outrun. I don't know why the decision was made to take that out. I don't see the pros or cons of it. I think it's only a pro, and I wish that even Ellie just would have had the photo, like, hey, you didn't have to have the Tommy part, but her saying, here's this photo I found. It's just something, right? Because him and Sarah's connection was so deep. And I wish we would have seen that. That's my only complaint. Everything else is beautiful. I love all the other changes. I don't mind that there weren't that many infected or that many clickers. We saw our fair share in the first few episodes. We saw a good share with the bloater and stuff. I wish they would have killed the bloater. I love all the changes they made with Bill and Frank, and with Sam and Henry, and everybody along the way throughout this entire show. I loved it. I genuinely enjoyed the changes. And, he makes that decision there to kill Marlene because he would just come after us. And get to see, Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson and Buddy that voice acts Tommy. And we get to see all these people come in and make these cameo appearances. And everything was just phenomenal. And I wish more studios would take a look at this and realize how simple it is to make a good adaptation of your game. Mainly the people at Paramount Plus that took a giant, massive shit over Halo. I'm just saying. Let me just show off the 20-year anniversary pillow back there. The Master Chief helmet that's just out of frame. You took a shit on Halo, and I wish more people would look at these games and say, we don't have to make our own story. Like, there's a great story already. You can make the adaptation. And obviously, if you want to play the story, there's games for it. But we want to see these stories on the big screen. And an adaptation like this is just beautiful. And I'm glad it was a series and not a movie, because a movie couldn't have done this justice. I don't think a movie could do Halo justice. I feel like those things have to be series unless you want to make multiple movies. I feel like this could have been more than 9 episodes. It could have been way more. You could have expanded on more things, but what they did, short, sweet, to the point, and I imagine season 2 and 3 will cover the second part of the game, because the second game is a lot bigger. If you think this is decisive, wait until you see the ending to season 2 or season 3 whenever they wrap up that story. Holy shit. Now, I am going to take a second to talk about spoilers starting right now in this moment. So if you got to bounce, if you didn't play part 1 or part 2 of The Last of Us, feel free. I'm starting right now. We obviously get, oh my God, I forgot her name, Dina. We get her cameo, which is a nod to the second season. We get the town of Jackson, or second part of the game. We get a nod to Jackson, already fully developed, where everybody's living. We get to see the dance hall. We get to see those things, or the entertainment hall, which is very beautiful. The doctor, I would have liked if the doctor would have made a note, just thanking Joel's the father, like saying, hey man, I get it. I can't let you take her. I understand. I have a daughter of my own. I can't let you take her. Adding that extra line, would have been beautiful. And that shot of him laying there with the bullet hole in his head may be familiar or similar to a shot we'll get in the future. Again, this is all spoilers. The doctor being killed being Abby's father. I don't know who we're going to get to play Abby. Who are we going to get? Ronda Rousey? Who are we going to get to play Abby? Brock Lesnar? Who are we going to get to play Abby? Because Abby was swole, bro, in this second game. And yeah, but man, that, I'm excited to see who gets to play Abby. How graphic they'll make Joel's scene, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. But it's sad it's already over. Just like when each Game of Thrones season ends, or House of the Dragon, or any great HBO series ending or any great episode ending or season ending like Breaking Bad, etc. And you always want more, and you know you have to wait, and that's what sucks. The Last of Us is a wrap. It is done. I had a blast with it. I hope you all did too. I can feel the tears in there and the pun book, and that's our end of Joel and Ellie's journey. On to part 2. So you guys can let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And on that note, I think I'm out. So as always, links and everything will be in the description box down below. Playlist will be up on screen. Stay cute, stay hydrated, and I'll catch you on the next one.